Hey guys, welcome to another video of Scent Saga. My name is Deep, and in this video I wanted to talk about this particular perfume house which is called Fusion. This house is created by a YouTuber as well as a perfume enthusiast as well as a perfume mixer by the name of Rizwan, and he also has a YouTube channel. The name of the YouTube channel is Perfume Talks. So basically what happened was Rizwan reached out to me via Instagram and he said that he has a brand which I was already aware of, and what basically happened was he reached out and said that I want to send you a few perfumes from the house of Fusion, which is his brand, and he just basically wanted me to test the perfumes out, and if I like them, he wanted me to share it with my audience. Now this is not a sponsored video. I need to clear that up already, and whatever I will share today is personally my own opinion regarding the perfumes, what I liked about them, what I disliked about them, and how this can be made even better. In terms of the entire overall perfumes that he sent me around 8 to 9 perfumes, I believe. Out of that, I will be only highlighting the top 4 that I personally loved from the ones that he sent me. Fusion, as the name suggests, his brand is basically into the business of mixing perfumes and creating their own blend. What he basically means by that is, imagine a cocktail. It has got different ingredients and the final outcome is a cocktail of all those ingredients amalgamated together. In the same way, all his perfumes are kind of mixtures of different smell structure DNAs from popular houses, and he kind of comes up with his own unique take on them. So none of these perfumes are basically clone or 1:1 head-to-head clone of any designer or niche fragrances. Rather, they are inspired version having a bit more character or depth taken from some other designer fragrance. Okay, so before I get into the perfumes, I do need to talk about the packaging, which looks like this, and inside the perfume will stay right over here like this. Okay, the only caveat to this is when I received the perfumes were basically inside like this and it was wobbling. Okay, I know this is a nitpicking, but I would want Rizwan to fix this in some way possible so that the perfume bottles stay intact. Although when I received the perfumes, none of them were damaged, which means that the box is working as per its design. Okay. The second thing that I think could be improved is basically with the information that is at the back end. Box do mention that the ingredients are ethyl alcohol, fixatives, imported fragrance oil. But what I basically feel is a lot more information could have been given, like how much percentage of ethyl alcohol has been used, what are the fixatives that has been used, which imported oil has been used, or what are the components or aroma chemicals that has been used. Why these are important is, what I feel, a lot of people do check them out and see whether the perfume is, safe to be used for the skin or they're harmful or something like that. So for that reason, I think having those information matters. Also, the same should be applied in the website as well. Fusion by Rizwan is the name of the website where he's selling the perfumes. Over there, what I feel is, if any test is done to make it skin friendly, or the oils that are, being used, if they are safe to be used on the skin or something like that, it needs to be mentioned, so that when people are going over there and watching the site or checking the site, they should see that this is safe to be applied on the skin, not by just saying it but having it written somewhere. If in case that requires certifications or licensing or something like that, writing apparel perfume over here would be a better choice, so that people will not deliberately spray it on the skin and would apply it on the apparel. I'm not saying that they are harmful for the skin. All I'm saying is that added security or that added information helps a user to a lot extent, in my opinion. At least I do that, and that is the reason I would want you to do that in case you are listening to this, Rizwan. Okay, don't take it as a criticization, rather as a constructive criticism or a feedback for you to improve on this. Now moving to the perfumes, this is where I feel that Rizwan and Perfume Talks and Fusion has done an awesome job. Okay, let me start off with the favorite out of the lot, which is this one. This is Blue. This is basically their rendition of Rasasi Hawas, but they have not only used Rasasi Hawas DNA over here, they have incorporated the DNA of Najdia over here as well. What I personally felt was, this is around 80% Rasasi Hawas and 20% Najdia, and the blend is really good. I feel, or what I have felt for ages now, is Rasasi Hawas as a DNA is really good. All I have felt so far is that the DNA was overpriced, and that is the reason I had a love and hate relationship with Rasasi Hawas. But I know that's a very compliment getting fragrance. It works across a lot of genre, and every age kind of pulls that perfume DNA very properly. Over here, what Rizwan did with Blue is they took that Rasasi Hawas DNA and made it even better. By the way, before I talk more about the perfumes, I do want to say about the pricing. All the perfumes listed over here or shown over here only sells for 650 rupees for 50 ml. That too with extra de parfum oil concentration, which means it has got the highest amount of perfume oil. So in terms of the performance, they are not slouch, they are really good. Now coming back to the perfume, okay? 650 rupees, 50 ml, and the moment you spray it, you will be amazed by how good the quality of the perfume is. It doesn't feel it has got alcoholic blast, okay? It feels well refined. It doesn't feel like a cheap perfume. Also, the bottling is minimalistic. I am pretty sure you have seen this kind of bottle being used by other brands as well. There are some clone house brands who are using this as well, and that is nothing wrong. When the amount of attention to detail is given on the juice quality, the bottle can be minimalistic and there is no problem. Also, the atomizer on this is top notch, okay? Throws proper mist, works efficiently, there is no problem. And you know, these kind of small little details makes that entire perfume experience even better. So with Blue by Fusion, what they did was they took that Rasasi Hawas DNA, reduced that sweetness to some extent, made it a bit more aquatic, had a lot of ambroxan in it so that it projects properly, reduced that egginess that is over here, incorporated that, you know, sweet structure from Najdia, which has got a leafy undertone as well, and they mixed it all together to create Blue. According to me, if you love Rasasi Hawas, I think you will love Blue. I feel this is something that you should have in your collection in case you haven't come across or you haven't purchased any perfume which is in the Rasasi Hawas DNA. 650 rupees for a 50 ml. This is going to, you know, make you happy. In terms of the performance, this is awesome. 1 hour of good projection and overall 6 to 7 hours of longevity when applied on my clothes. I was, you know, superbly happy by the entire experience with Blue. Moving forward, whenever I will be making a video where, you know, I will be talking about versatile perfumes under the budget of 1000 rupees, I'll always have Blue in my list because I feel that this is worthy of getting over there, okay? And this perfume doesn't feel cheap at all. That's Blue, one of my favorite from the House of Fusion. Let me move on to the next one, which is Ombre Rose, okay? As the name suggests, this is basically their rendition of Louis Vuitton's Ombre Nomade, but with some twist. And over here, the twist is also very welcomed. What they did was they added a bit of raspberry-like sweetness, syrupy sweetness to the perfume. And the note of rose was a bit amped up. The note of saffron was reduced a bit. And the oud over here that is used is not animalic, skanky or potent oud. Rather, it's more of a synthetic yet sweet oud that they have used over here, which makes that entire experience more enjoyable and pleasurable for somebody who is not into animalic oud, okay? If you have ever used or smelled Ombre Nomade, the OG, you will understand what I'm talking about. The oud over there is very potent and very skanky and very, you know, animalic. Over here, that is not the case. Also, I feel that if you're into sweet perfumes, this is something that you will enjoy quite a lot. In terms of the performance, this is also superb. 1 to 1.5 hours of projection and overall 7 to 8 hours of longevity when applied on my clothes. I was kind of, you know, impressed by the way this perfume felt. The only caveat to this perfume is this, because this is a super sweet perfume, this is not something that you will be able to use in the summers, and this is strictly for the winters. In case you're applying it on the summers, I feel that this is going to choke you. And also, if you're somebody who does not like that raspberry like syrupy sweetness with rose, I think you will not enjoy this perfume. But if you're not one of them, I feel that you will enjoy this perfume a lot. This is by far, I feel, one of the most budget-friendly wedding perfumes out there that you can use. This is something that I feel if you're using in the wedding, this will turn a lot of heads, okay? Because this perfume kind of makes you noticeable out in a crowd, the way this projects and the way this smells, okay? Let me move on to the next one now, which is basically Vanilla Smoke. If you have not understood, this is their rendition of Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. Now, what I personally felt was the perfume is top notch. Okay. Over here, what they did was they reduced the note of tobacco, amped up the smooth vanilla. Also, that nutty element that tobacco vanilla has, they have amped it up a bit more, making this a bit more wearable and a bit more mass pleasing than the OG tobacco vanilla. Now, tobacco vanilla is one of those DNA which is challenging. It's not something for everybody. It's not a mass pleasing perfume. Similar case with this one. This is vanilla smoke. This is also a bit challenging. This is also not mass pleasing. But if you're somebody who likes the Tom Ford tobacco vanilla aspect in a perfume, vanilla smoke is really good. This is very well blended. This doesn't seem harsh at all. It doesn't seem synthetic. Very well blended in my opinion, and performs superbly. This also projects for like 1 to 1.5 hours. The first 1 hour is very strong. The next 30 is kind of a bit, mellowed down. The overall longevity is 6 to 7 hours, I would say, when I have applied it on my clothes, which is impressive, coming at a price range of only $650. If you are somebody who loves that tobacco vanilla-like vibe, get vanilla smoke. You will not be disappointed. And the last one, this is also one of my favorite from their house. This is Ignite. If you don't know which perfume this is Dior Sauvage DNA, but with a twist. What they did was, along with that bergamot, I think they have added some notes of lemon in it, which makes it a bit more fresher and a bit more uplifting. They have reduced that spicy element to some extent. This is a little bit less spicy and a bit more fresh. They have added a little bit more sweetness into it, and I feel that the ambroxan over here is also amped up, making this a super projecting perfume. Okay, if you're applying this on a hot summery day, this will keep you refreshed. If you're applying it on the winter as well, this is something this will keep you happy. I feel that this is a super versatile perfume, something that I can recommend as a daily driver. The performance on this one is also top notch, around 1 hour of projection and 6 to 7 hours of longevity when applied on the clothes. The blend quality is awesome as well. This did not feel synthetic at all. And what I felt was, they have taken the Dior Sauvage DNA and they have, changed it in some way that it feels more pleasant. And I would be happy to recommend this perfume as a daily driver under 1,000 rupees to anybody, be it school, be it college, be it office, doesn't matter. This is something that you can apply and you can be happy with. And also, if you're bored by the Dior Sauvage DNA, like there are so many perfumes out there trying to incorporate the Dior Sauvage DNA, I think this is a much more fresher take to it. Try this out and I don't think you will be disappointed with this. Again, 650 rupees, I think the pricing is very well justified, okay? These are the 4 perfumes that I have tried so far, tested extensively at my end and loved them, okay? So Rizwan, if you're listening, the only thing that I think that you need to do is 1, you need to add more information in the website. 2, work on the safety aspect of the perfume. And 3, which I think is very important, is to have testers or discovery set in your website. When I went and I checked the website, I could see you have a very functional website and every product is listed properly. There is no problem with them. What I personally felt is you should have a discovery set over there, which basically allows people to try and buy. I would suggest that when you are, listing the perfumes out, you should have your own story or imagination behind how you created it, because over here I felt that Ignite is smelling in a certain way. It might happen that when you created it, you had a very different perspective or different angle in your mind with which you have created the perfume. So I feel that if you share that story with your viewers, audience and potential customers, they will be more intrigued by how you have created it, and that I think should add a bit more value on top of already what you're providing. In terms of the pricing, you did a stupendous job. Like 650 rupees, 50 ml, the pricing is too good. The packaging, the bottling, overall, they are all good. I wish you all the very best, and I hope that your channel and your business grows to newer heights in the future. And for my viewers, if you have any specific queries or concerns regarding any perfume from Fusion, you can reach out to me, or you can go ahead in his channel and ask him questions over there. And if you have any other recommendations for perfumes for me to review, do let me know in the comment section and I will get that done. So with that, this is Deep signing off. I'll see you on the next one very soon. Bye bye.